Oh, fuck. God, I think my tooth's falling out.
You hear my heart, a lovely melody beating. You take my...
Hi guys! I don't know how long I'm keeping these teeth in for because I forgot how awkward it is to talk. So, if I talk weird in this video, I'm sorry. I forgot how weird it was talking with vampire teeth in. October, my birthday month, spooky season, all the good shit is happening in October. But before I go into fun read-alongs and stuff, we're gonna pick my pick for the month. My 12 book 12 prompts for September I still haven't read yet. It's Hunger Games I decided, and it was Tori's pick. I have completed the prompt, which was read a book pre-2020. I can't remember what I picked for that. But I've got 3 months left, and I realised the other day that I've got a book on here that I don't have that I think is really big. So let's hope that's not an October pick. Oh, fuck off. Oh my god. So, Ashley, from Ashley's Media Addiction, chose the book Fellowship of the Ring, which I don't yet have, I need to purchase, and the prompt was before 2020 and less than 1,000 ratings on Goodreads. I might be able to do that with an indie book, but a lot of the indie books that I have found that I really enjoy have all been post 2020, not pre 2020. So I'm gonna have to do some digging and maybe just read a smut. I'll make it a spooky smut, whatever, I'll do it. But Fellowship of the Ring I think is quite a chunky book, and I know that I'm normally into my chunky books, but I have a few vlogs that I want to do in October, and October was not a chunky book kind of month for me, so thank you, Ashley. Anyway, next up, in the month of October we have Spoopathon and Royal Readathon Villains vs Princesses. Can you guess what team I'm on? I'll give you a few seconds to figure it out.
Okay, ready?
Really?
1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah, it's not hard, is it? It's Team Villains.
That is brand new information!
I think I've also mentioned on my socials multiple times I'm Team Villains as well. I'm going to go through my Royal Readathon prompts and then go through the rest of what I need to read in the month of October. Where are the prompts? So, team book for Team Villains, which is Becca is a team captain for, obviously. And if you don't know, the Royal Readathon is hosted by Becca from Becca Fowell and Liv from Liv Magical Bookland. They have been running it for a few years now. They do multiple rounds a year. I've taken part for the last year and a half, and I've enjoyed every single round, but this is my favourite because competition, villains. Yeah, if I have a reason to wear black and wear makeup, obviously I'm going to take it. But the book is Malice. I'm also buddy reading this with Lindsay. We buddy read a book every month. This month we buddy read King of Battle and Blood. 2 birds, 1 stone. We're both on Team Villains. We're both going to read Malice. So that's the first one. The first prompt is Oogie Boogie. Read a book with a game or trials. I don't know if this has trials in, but it's Amari in the Great Game. Therefore, game speaks for itself. I loved the first book. I reread the first book as part of Wayward Sonathon in September in preparation for this, and I'm so glad I did because one of the key points at the back end of the, at the book, at the end of the book, I can't speak. Well, I say key points. It's not really a key point. One thing happens at the end of the book that I forgot about, but I think is going to kind of lead on to this book. I'm really excited for this, and I'm going to get the audiobook because I really enjoyed the audio of the first one. Next up, we have Gaston read a book with a sexy villain. Which one did I pick for this? Let me just get my notebook. The one I picked for that was Ballad of Never After. So if you've read Once Upon a Broken Heart, you'll know who the villain is in that, and you'll know why I think he's sexy. So there's not much more to say. Again, I'll be getting the audiobook because I loved the audiobook and physically reading is not my friend right now. If I also sound weird, I'm sorry, I've got a cold. 'Tis the season to piss Lisa off. So yes, Ballad of Never After. I loved the Carnival series, I loved Once Upon a Broken Heart, and I can't wait to dive into this one. Next is Hades, read a book with mythology. So I read Twisted Tree last year, I loved it. I wanted to move on to The Crooked Mask, which is book 2 in the duology, but I didn't move on to it quick enough. So I'm going to reread Twisted Tree and then read Crooked Mask. These have Norse mythology themes in them, and they're both quite small. Next up we have Yzma, read a book with a sidekick, and I'm going to purchase the first volume of Blue Exorcist for this because he has a sidekick, and I'm hoping he comes out in volume 1. If he doesn't, we'll just have to buy a volume 2 and read that as well. Do you know what I mean? But the series has a sidekick in it, and I would class his cat as a sidekick. If you don't, that's on you. His brother could also technically be classed as a sidekick and an annoyance at the same time. So we're going with that. And then finally, Ursula, read a book with witchcraft or magic. Another Rachel Birch book, Waking the Witch. This is her recent release. So once I've read The Crooked Mask and The Twisted Tree, or the other way around, I can read this and I might actually make a vlog of it. I don't know. We will see. I've got multiple vlogs going in October, so we'll see how this goes. It might just be included in my weekly vlog. I know not what I want to do yet. I will decide and then you'll see it. Possibly. Maybe. Maybe not. And that is that on that for Royal Readathon. I've just thrown my phone over there, which is a bad idea. I am excited to also take part in Spoopathon. So I'm hoping that the books that I pick are okay for Spoopathon, because the prompts are going to be as dropped as you go, week by week. I think Spoop said I'm going to make my books fit. That's all I can do. I have 3 books for a witchy vlog, 3 books for a spooky vlog, 3 books for a vampire vlog. Spoopathon is for the full month of October, just like Royal Readathon is. At some point I'm going to read a book that fills a prompt. At some point, I think. Possibly. Maybe. We shall see what we shall see. Next up, we have books that I'm reading for book clubs or buddy reads or something of that sort. Gezel, this stunning book is also, I think, kind of spooky. Could go down as a spooky wreck. Just saying. And this is by Anonymous. He kindly gifted me this. And I'm so excited because he gifted me the audiobook as well. You bet your bottom dollar that I'm gonna smash through this. I think me and Jem, a buddy reading this, are gonna pick this up in the first week of October, fingers crossed, because we both have the audiobook and the hardback version of this book. This is Death Cult and Dragons. I mean, could you get more October-y, scary, spooky than a Death Cult? Really? Probably not. The next one is the second book in this duology for Schwabalong, and this is The Unbound. I haven't read the archives yet. Yes, we are on the 26th of the month, but it is what it is. There's no audiobook and I'm putting it off as long as I possibly can. The live show for this is on the 10th of October, so I still have a week and a half to read this. So it could just be that I'm reading the full book of this in October at this rate. But, you know, let's go on this journey together, shall we? Just follow me along on this amazing trip that I call my physically reading slump. Because audibly, I can smash through these audios like no tomorrow. Give me a physical read and I'm like, oh, where's it gone? I know not what I'm supposed to read. And the next one that I need to read is, this is not it. I can't find my Bane Chronicles. I've lost it. I haven't lost it. It's somewhere on these shelves. But I decided, in my wisdom, to rearrange my shelves and split up my Cassie Clare collection. Because on the bookshelf, this is a sidebar. You don't need to know this, but I'm telling you anyway. On my shelf in my hallway, I've just got 2 hardbacks of Cassie Clare. One was a Mortal Instruments book, the special edition that was released recently, and the second one was a special edition of Lord of Shadows. So I've moved my paperback versions into another shelf, and I've also double stacked some, so they're probably sat at the back of a stack somewhere in my living room on one of the 8 little boxy shelf bits that I just can't bother looking for right now because I want to film this on a Monday so I can get it up on Wednesday, and this is just becoming a ramble, but there you go, that's it. So I'm holding this book up to say that this is a By the Angel long book, but it's going to be Bane Chronicles. I know, how do you function on a daily basis, Lisa? How do you adult? How do you look after yourself? I don't know. I still haven't read this either yet. I'll be reading that this week. Book that I also don't yet have, that I am buddy reading with a few of my friends, is Catherine. Is Catherine reading? Yeah. I think Catherine, Sayapan might be reading it, I think. Danny, Katie, Jem. I think Chloe might be reading it as well, or Meg. I think all the group of friends that regularly frequent my live shows, bar Becca and Liv, I know they're definitely not reading it. We're going to be buddy reading Bunny. This is just a what the fuck book, apparently. Will I understand a word of what I'm listening to? Probably not. Will I probably give it 5 stars if I enjoy it? Yes. I don't know which way I'm going to go with this. This is by Mona Awad, by the way. I've heard very mixed reviews. Some people love the fact that it's confusing and just a total kind of book, and then other people hate it. I'm excited. This is way out of my comfort zone. Like, I don't read this kind of book. You know, I know, we all know I'm a fantasy gal, and recently, possibly contemporary, but this kind of, was it speculative fiction, kind of paranormal? I don't know. This is what the fuck kind of thing. It's not my kind of thing, normally, but I'm so intrigued. So we're all like, let's buddy read it in October. Oh, why not? Why not? That's that. And then, the podcast book that we are going to be reading is The Other Ones by Fran Hart. This was a selection from Becca. I had seen it and I was interested in it, and then Becca put it on her most anticipated, so I screenshot the synopsis and sent it to Jem. Spoiler alert, Becca's on the podcast in October and we are reading The Other Ones, and I think that is all the books and read-alongs situations that I'm partaking in the month of October. I feel like that's not that many books for me, but there is another 9 books to add onto that because I'm doing 3 separate vlogs. So that's more my kind of TBR. Oh, what is life? I still want to read this, but again, it's a physical read. Look how floppy it is. It's a physical read, and physical reads are not my friend. I still have 200 pages left of Illborn to read, but physical reads are not my friend. And I hate that it's not my friend, because the second book is going to the editors now, I think. Or like, just come back from the editors, or proofreaders, or something. It's on its way to being published, basically. And I've not even got through this. And I did message, like, the author, Thomas Howard Riley, to find out if there's an audiobook coming soon, and he says there is an audiobook coming, but it's not going to be anytime soon. Oh! That is not all, friends. I forgot to mention that me and Becca are buddy reading a book that I have not picked up before. I know nothing about. It's called Priory of the Orange Tree. Yes, so I'll be reading that in the month of October with Becca. We are reading 50 pages a day. I will finish it in October. I will, because I'm buddy reading it and I want to stick to the buddy read. I finish my buddy reads. Sometimes I read ahead, sometimes I'm behind, but by the end of the month I always read my buddy reads. So this is a good sign. It's good. It's a good omen, she says. Hopefully. Maybe. I was planning on getting some Hob read, but Hob's just going to have to slide over for a little bit. I do also have a few indie books I need to read for book tours that I'm doing. There's like 2 books there as well. So we're looking at about the 20 book TBR, so yay for me. I might try and do all my magical readathon? No, it's not a magical readathon. I might try and do all my Royal Readathon books in a week. Let's see if that works. if I forgot a book, which I probably have, I will leave it here, around the screen somewhere, or them around the screen somewhere, because the likelihood that I've forgotten a book is highly probable. But if you like these videos, if you like my videos, if you want to see this weird face on your screen 2 to 3 times a week, please like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff, and I will see you in the next video.